Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode in our series on Student Fellows of Faith and Freedom. We're here in the beautiful atrium of the Gaylord National Resort where CPAC is held every year. Behind me you can see sort of as people are kind of walking into the convention area where the exhibit hall is, where the main stage is with all the speakers here. And this is part of our larger DC networking trip where we'll be networking with alumni and checking out some other notable organizations here in DC. But yesterday I sat down with one of our student fellows and talked with them, so let's check that out now. All right, Alexis, hey, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, here at CPAC in the exhibit hall. And so a few questions for you. One of the standard ones that we've been asking over the past few weeks is kind of what is a political issue that you've taken interest in over the past few weeks?
Over the past few weeks? Well, Doug, at the beginning of February, in that first week, the National Prayer Breakfast was held. And since then, I've been thinking a lot about what civility looks like in our current political climate, particularly with regard to those politicians kind of at the upper levels and how it seems as though that civility has atrophied. At the prayer breakfast, Arthur Brooks, who's the former president of the American Enterprise Institute, urged all in attendance to put aside political differences, to show grace, to love one another despite those differences. And immediately following his remarks, President Trump and Nancy Pelosi, as well as members of both parties, disregarded those comments and continued to talk against one another and kind of to rebuke the different positions without engaging in real political discourse. And that was discouraging, and so I've been thinking a lot about how we can mend that in our generation and in the students below us.
Right, and then kind of switching gears, what are you looking to do post-graduation? And how has being a fellow, last year you were a research fellow, this year a marketing and research fellow, how have those helped you in maybe after graduation?
So after graduation, I hope to go to law school. I want to get a law degree, practice for a couple of years, and then return and work at a law school as a legal professor. So that's my dreams. Being a fellow for the Institute, I think, first of all, as a research fellow, I kind of gained stronger research skills, which will be applicable in the legal field. But more importantly, I think that I've really learned how to think critically. We bring in a lot of speakers for our students to hear, and when we do so, we want to think critically about the topics that they're going to discuss and whether or not those are things we want our students to engage with. So that's been really interesting.
Yeah. And last question, what are you looking forward to about the DC networking trip and all the students that have come with on the trip?
Yeah, so there are a ton of opportunities while we're here. There are the speakers here at CPAC themselves. We have Vice President Mike Pence speaking, so it'll be interesting to hear him. Beyond the CPAC events themselves, we have the alumni mixer where we're going to get to network with former Grove City students and hear how their Grove City degree has helped them. They're really invested in the students and really want to be able to help them out. So talking with them is always interesting. And then we also have the opportunity to visit different institutions here in DC. So I will be visiting the Institute for Justice and getting to hear their mission. And I think that will be really cool, so I'm excited about that.
All right, Alexis, thanks so much for joining this week.
Thank you for having me.